Hey Rundisney junkies, if you have signed up for Wine and Dine, your proof of time is due within a matter of days, and believe it or not, we're already thinking about Walt Disney World Marathon weekend and that proof of time as well. So considering that, I thought I would talk to you a little bit about how to submit your proof of time, what counts for what races, the process, and a few tips to do it right. Many larger races, including the Rundisney events, will use a proof of time system to arrange the participants in their start corrals. This arrangement typically places the faster runners near the front of the corrals and the slower runners and walkers near the back, and it's basically to keep everyone as safe as possible. When you have slower runners and walkers near the back, you don't want to have a lot of fast runners dodging and weaving around those people that are just, maybe want to take their time. For Rundisney events though, this is a huge topic of conversation from the time registration opens to well after the race fireworks go off. Well, it's because there's so much going on at a Rundisney event. You have character stops, you have photo opportunities, you might even squeeze in a ride or two. And the earlier your corral assignment, the more you can take advantage of all of that great stuff before the course sweepers come through. Another advantage is that since these races start so early, and sometimes they can be a little cold, you're not standing around as much if you have an earlier corral. So what do you need to know about submitting your proof of time? This is what it looks like. Now, a proof of time race must fall between 2 years and 90 days out from the race in question. So for example, for the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend, you have to submit a proof of time that falls between January of 2017 and this year's proof of time due date is October 9th. So what proof of time distances qualify for a valid proof of time? First, you do not need a proof of time for the 5K or the 10K. Don't worry about it. However, if you are participating in any of the half marathons or the 2 race challenges for Wine and Dine, Princess, or Star Wars, you need to have a proof of time that is either a 10K, a 12K, a 15K, a half marathon, or a full marathon. If you are participating in January's marathon, goofy, or dopey challenges, you must submit a proof of time that is either a 10-miler, half marathon, or full marathon. The proof of time race you use must be officially and electronically timed, and you need to have a link to the website's race results. For more information, I've left a link in the description below to Rundisney's proof of time information. Okay, let's talk about timing, and by that I mean calendar timing. If you do not have a current valid proof of time and you want one, or your valid proof of time you want to make better to see if you can move up in a corral, let's consider a few things. First, if you have a Rundisney race on your calendar right now, it's likely that you are in the middle of training for it or are just about to start. If you don't have a current valid proof of time but want one, my suggestion is to just go out and use a qualifying race and just do it. Just finish the race. My suggestion would be to use the shortest distance you can get away with for the half marathon and 2 course challenges. That would be a 10K is the shortest distance you can get away with. If you're training for the marathon, goofy, or dopey, I would try for a 10-miler. Just go out, do your best, finish a race, and you'll have a valid current proof of time that you can submit before the proof of time deadline. If you want to make it a harder effort to see what you're capable of, that's fine, but make sure you're taking the time off after that race before you get back into training for your main event. If you already have proof of time but want better placement, be very careful how you approach that. So let's take a look at a couple of the most recent corral assignment charts. They've been pretty standard over the course of the 2018 races. The half marathon corrals were divided up into 15-minute intervals. So if you were placed, for example, in Corral D with a submitted proof of time of about 2 hours and 30 minutes for a half marathon, but want to get into Corral C, you would have to improve your time by more than 15 minutes. And even then, Rundisney might completely realign the corral system. The point I'm trying to make here though is how hard do you have to work to move up a corral? If it's more than a few minutes, you might just leave it alone. If it's within 30 seconds to a couple of minutes, you might be able to improve your proof of time enough. So ask yourself this question: is it worth working really hard for another proof of time race when there may or may not be improvement in your corral placement? Or are you better off saving your energy for the main event and the training for that? If you have it in you to throw down a hard race effort right now to get a great proof of time, then go for it. As long as you take the time off to recover after that race. Otherwise, if you have a current valid proof of time right now ready to submit, consider taking the pressure off of yourself and just concentrate on the Rundisney race itself rather than improving your proof of time. If your motivation is to improve your corral placement, then take a full training cycle to do so. Let's put corral placement in perspective in the grand scheme of life. It's really a nice to have and not really a need to have. Don't destroy your body just trying to get a better proof of time if your race for Rundisney is coming up quickly. I have one more tip for you, and this is really just about logistics and making sure that all of your ducks are in a row. When you submit your proof of time, I suggest taking a screenshot of that submission from the Rundisney registration page. Then go into your race results website that you used for that proof of time. Take a screenshot of those results as well. Print those out. Bring them with you to bib pickup. So if there's any question as to whether or not your corral placement is correct, you have physical proof based on what you've submitted. So you can go to Runner Relations armed with that information. Sometimes there's a glitch in the system. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, you want to have the information with you. On a personal note, I like to have a valid proof of time that is constantly on a rolling calendar. I want a valid proof of time no matter when I'm going to run a race. The races I've run this spring will count for all of the races between now, which is Wine and Dine, Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend, all the way through Star Wars of 2020. But here's something to put in perspective. I've worked super hard this spring, and with all of that hard work, my current best proof of time still doesn't push me up a corral. Lastly, guys, there's something to keep in mind. Due to the size and nature of these events, none of this is guaranteed. I don't work for Rundisney. They could be changing the entire system up right now. Technological issues come up. The organization may move things around, and placement is at their discretion. Just be patient with the system and gracious to the organizers. Their number one priority is for you to be safe. My question for you today is this: have you submitted your proof of time for Wine and Dine? It's coming up very, very quickly. Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions in the comment section down below. And as always, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. That's it for me today, you guys. If you want to see an entire playlist on how I manage Rundisney races and plan for them, check out this playlist right here. Don't forget to subscribe for more great stuff from Running with Grace. That's it for me today, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Go find your awesome. Until next time, happy running.